Hey everybody, and welcome to the No Nonsense Podcast. This is episode number 21, and I am your host, Dillon Hayden. And we have quite the roster today. Jeremy took a week out, so with me is Dalton Hayden.
What's up?
We got Josh McCready.
What's up?
At Josh_McCready.
I think so.
Okay, and Devon Hayden, my little brother.
What up, what up?
So we thought we would have some guests on since Jeremy couldn't be on this week. We thought it'd be a little boring if it was just me and Dalton. Plus, we have some big things to get to about recapping the year of 2017 because this is our last show of the year. So, do you guys have anything you want to say? Josh, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm 20 years old. I go to Miami. I'm currently an education major for teaching high school, and I want to do history. I'm looking into special education. They say it opens up more possibilities. I used to live in Florida. I plan on moving back to Florida. I prefer palm trees over this snow.
And tell them the most important part. You're a Boston fan.
Oh, yeah. I am a huge Boston everything. Celtics, Red Sox, Patriots, Bruins a little bit. That's more during playoff time, but who doesn't get into playoff hockey?
I love it. So, Dev, this is our youngest brother. So, Dev, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, if you watch TV, you know I go to St. Clair Community College.
He's a local celebrity.
Local celebrity on all your local channels. What else you want to know?
I don't know. Just tell us anything.
I like the Cowboys. I like Ohio State football. I like UK basketball, which is random, but I like them all. That's about it. That's all you need to know.
We all enjoy good television, and today our top picks of 2017 is actually going to be TV shows. So this has been, I think everyone has something different. So it's going to be an exciting debate talking about that kind of stuff today. Dol, what the heck you been doing the last month?
It's just been Christmas time.
Yeah.
Been busy.
Yeah, and
work and
we took the week off last week, so we're excited to get back into it. Our thoughts and prayers with Jeremy. I assume Rachel found out he has PS4, so now he's grounded from the podcast. I don't actually know, but if that's what happened, that's awesome. So to get a little bit into what's happened the past couple weeks, me and Dalton actually went and saw the band Harbor that we've been talking about quite a bit. It was their last show with their drummer Harrison, and they did a couple tributes to him, and it was a really cool show.
had a drum solo at the beginning.
He started with a drum solo, and they played one of their favorite songs at the end, did an encore. But we saw a lot of cool local bands. So, yeah, it was a pretty good show for being a local show. A lot of those bands have been playing together for a few years.
Yeah, that electronic band was pretty good. I forget their name.
They only had one song, but yeah, they were...
I forget what they were called.
But while he looks that up, does anybody else have any other current events that have happened this past couple weeks? What'd you guys get for Christmas?
I got a steamer.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with a steamer.
Since you leave your stuff in the dryer for a few days, you might as well get a steamer.
Yeah, my clothes ain't going to be wrinkly forever.
Josh, you get anything exciting?
I got a Kyrie Irving jersey, which I was very excited about. Boston clothes and a few Boston stuff from my room. Oh, and a neck massager. That is unbelievable. Heated and everything.
I'm pretty sure that neck massager gave me a bruise.
Yeah, so the last thing I wanted to get to, talking about last week and Christmas and all that, is touching on everyone getting pregnant and engaged on Christmas Day. Well, not necessarily getting pregnant, but announcing that they were pregnant on Christmas Day, and everyone got engaged on Christmas Day. So, congratulations to everyone. Anyone have anything to add to that?
I actually saw a post on Twitter, and it said it was like all the women joining together, and it was saying they would prefer to not be proposed to during Christmas because they'd rather have a different special day, like May when nothing goes on.
Yeah.
They don't want to take that away from Christmas. And so there was actually a little uproar on too many people getting proposed to on Christmas.
And girls don't want to be engaged the same day as someone else because they're trying to steal their shine.
True.
Never thought about
They try and act like it's, I don't want to steal it from Jesus' birthday. No, you want it to yourself. So, if anybody got anything else? Last chance. We're moving on.
Moving on.
All right. So if you guys haven't listened to the show before, we do have an Instagram and Twitter. Our Instagram is No Nonsense Podcast. Our Twitter is No Nonsense Pod. If you guys could download the episode for us, that would be outstanding. Me and Jeremy were looking over things the other day, and we look like we're having good results from it.
Good
And
stats.
good stats. We're on the iHeartRadio app, and we sell T-shirts on dapperapparel.online. And with us right now is Jeremy on FaceTime.
What are you guys doing? You guys doing the pod right now?
Yeah, we're doing the pod right now.
Well, hello, everyone. What?
I told him that you got grounded because Rachel found out you had a PS4.
Oh, damn.
But, all right, we'll let you go. I'll call you back.
Are you really doing the pod?
Yeah.
Alright.
All right.
Have fun.
All right, bye. So anyway, we got T-shirts on dapperapparel.online, and Dalton runs that. So he's got a lot of cool stuff coming out for the winter and a lot of cool things coming with the spring. So if you guys want to follow them on Instagram or Twitter, it's at @official_dapper. You got anything you want to add, Dalton?
Everything is 25 to 30% off right now, so check it out.
Yep. If your grandparents just gave you money and said Merry Christmas, then dive in.
Podcast T-shirts have been very popular.
Yeah, we've sold quite a bit
Yeah.
over Christmas break, so thank you to everyone that's done that. Yeah, so the flavor of the week. Does anyone have one this week? What do you mean?
What do you mean flavor of the week?
You've never listened to the show? Are you serious?
I've listened to the show.
No, that you haven't been paying attention.
Okay, sometimes.
Okay, you don't listen. I'll just talk to you like you've never listened to the show before.
All right.
So the flavor of the week is something that we pick every week that we debate on. So let's say your favorite kind of soda or your favorite kind of coffee or favorite kind of beer, just something like that. Something that everyone could have a different view on. So, Josh, do you have one?
Have we done ice cream before?
Ooh, I don't know. Have we?
I don't think so.
We'll do it.
All right.
It's been a while if we have.
Flavor of the week. Mine is actually called Santa's Cookies, and it is from UDF. It's like a sugar cookie mixed in with the ice cream. Unbelievable. Christmas time. It's only limited time. It's actually what I have to fast.
Ooh.
Like my New Year's 27-day fast or however long it is that ice cream because it is that good.
And it's going away, so it's easier to fast if it
yeah.
doesn't exist. Deb, you got one?
Yeah, I'm going cookies and cream. I know that's kind of basic, but there's nothing better than some cookies and cream with some
Damn
white
you.
milk.
You come in, you don't know what flavor the week is, and then you steal mine. Dalt, you got one?
Well, that was going to be mine, but he just stole it too. Chocolate chip
Ooh,
from UDF, I guess.
chocolate chip. Good.
Peanut butter's pretty good too.
Are you serious? Okay, I'm going peanut butter. You can only pick one, you asshole.
Sorry.
Has anybody else got any flavors of the week?
No.
All right. So we'll do a would you rather.
Center.
Josh came up with this one, so Josh, why don't you go ahead
All
and do
right.
it?
So, if you were a character in a movie, would you rather play the role of the hero or the villain?
For sure, the villain.
Explain yourself.
Well, I mean, the hero's just kind of boring. There's like, I don't know. There's never really. I wouldn't say never, but there's more like in-depth character into the villain. Like the Joker's way more in-depth than Batman.
Yeah.
I also would go the villain, and I think as an actor, you want to do something to be remembered, and I think playing the role of a villain, if you're good at it, you'll be remembered more, like Jamie Foxx in Baby Driver, psychopath. Negan in The Walking Dead, the Joker, for instance. Like, the good villain performances are remembered more than the hero. Like, you remember Iron Man, Captain America, but you don't really, I don't know the actor who plays Captain America.
Yeah.
I don't know that.
Chris Evans. But yeah, I get what you're saying. He's been in 7 or 8 movies, so that's the only reason you remember him.
Yeah.
Dalton, what do you say?
The hero.
You're going hero?
Really?
You get all the girls.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's true.
okay, nice.
I don't know. Negan gets a lot of girls in Walking Dead. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to go ahead and say the villain as well, because the hero is always, like, held down by this moral obligation to, like, be, like, the beacon of light, rather than the villain has no responsibilities. He can do whatever he wants, and he can wrong whoever he wants, and it's okay because he's the villain. You know, especially in those comic book movies, like the Joker, he was unpredictable. He was not driven by money. He wasn't driven by anything. He was just trying to cause chaos, and that's a gangster way to live your life, to not have that moral obligation. So I would say the villain, but I think I'd have a guilty conscience enough to probably ride the fence and be both.
Right.
So, Dalt, you want to tell us? We're going to move on to our Alex fun fact of the week.
Yeah, this one is just my fun fact, and it's Josh doesn't like when you type on his keyboard with any type of force. Because I was typing some notes on his laptop last night, and I got yelled at for hitting the enter key a little too hard.
I mean, it's a
Because
laptop.
I might
I don't know what the
break it.
buttons.
Hey, I
when
respect
the buttons
that.
are going to break. Yeah.
I respect that.
Maybe he thought you were trying to scratch the table underneath or something.
Don't be going Hulk on my
And then
keyboard.
after that, I
Yeah.
did it to be annoying. But
Yeah, understandable.
It worked.
Well, that's a good fun fact. Anybody else got any good ones?
Um,
No. We're going to go ahead and say no. So, our national days. So this is for Friday, December 28th. I don't know if we're going to release the show early on Thursday or not, but we plan on releasing on Friday, December 28th. It's National TikTok Day. That means that all the things that you said you were going to get done in 2017, you need to get them done. Because TikTok, we only got a few more days left in the year.
That's real.
Yeah, it's National TikTok Day.
I've got 3 days to do a lot.
So it's National No Interruptions Day. Kind of goes with TikTok Day. No interruptions. Yeah, don't interrupt me. I'm trying to get my stuff done because I told the boss I'd have it done by now. So yeah, there's our national days.
this is very interesting. Usually we don't have good ones.
Yeah, normally it's like National Cream Pie Day. All right, so to get to some current events, the Rough and Rowdy fight that they did in West Virginia, it was the first Rough and Rowdy fight that Barstool did since they purchased it. One of the main fights was Tex versus Hank, and Hank won. There was a lot of big debate and a lot of cool stuff going into it, like they went on Maury and they had a big argument on Maury. It was awesome. So it was a lot of good publicity for it, and Hank won, which Hank's the producer of Pardon My Take, so I'm a big Pardon My Tank guy. Pardon my take. The flannel season alert.
Hold up, you got retweeted by who was it? Big Cat?
Yeah, they did a year in review of all the funny videos that they made for 2017, and they have a running joke saying that it's 2016. Like they go, "Hey guys, it's 2016. It's time to step it up." So it's so funny because they keep saying it's 2016. People keep correcting them. So I quote tweeted it with something that Big Cat had said in the video, and I said, "Thanks for a great 2016." And I got like 300 something
And then
favorites.
one dude said, "Didn't you mean 2017?"
Like, yeah.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, of course you think it's 20. Of course it's 2017, but it's just a running joke. So it was really funny.
So obviously he hasn't heard those bits.
Yeah, and my phone is finally chilled out because it would not stop for a few days. So I don't know how celebrities do it because I got one tweet and I was like ready to shut down Twitter. But I want to give a little flannel season alert because Jake and Jeremy are really big on flannel. Cam Newton had a flannel compression long sleeve and socks in his pregame.
Oh, wow. I didn't see that.
It was pretty cool. I mean, the most exciting thing about Cam Newton is probably what he wears before the game. Are you looking it up, Dev?
yeah.
Honestly, I have been in the market for a green and black flannel and just have not found the right one.
It's tough because by the time you find one that you actually like, it's like $40 or $50.
Oh, yeah.
It's a little rough.
Kohl's is nice, but by now I waited too long. They got weird colors and weird
After Christmas
sizes.
sales.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. New Year's sales, too. Those are nice.
Yeah, you kind of have to wait until like you can't go like right after Christmas. You got to wait a few days. That way you can actually get something that was returned that just didn't fit on somebody. But yeah, did you find the picture, Dev?
Do that on TikTok.
I cannot.
Okay, I'll see if I can find it. But another bit of news that I had, a band called The Misfits is forcing their fans to lock away their phones during their upcoming tour, which I think is sweet.
I honestly like that idea. I've heard of other artists doing that. I
Wait,
would jump on that.
they're locking away. Dude, that's whenever I went to the G-Eazy concert, Logic performed before him, and he made like there was one song he was like everybody in the crowd's got to put their phone away. He was like, if you see someone next to you, just know they're F blah blah blah, and it was awesome. Like he was like he just wanted people to live in the moment through the concert. It was cool. I like that. That's awesome.
Yeah, the concerts are one of the few things that like you are in the moment. You're watching music that you've heard on your phone 1,000 times, but your phone can't help you there. Like, you're there with the music, and it's one experience that you get. No matter if you record it on your phone, you watch it 1,000 times, it won't mean as much as when you see it live. So I thought that was a really cool thing that they're doing.
I agree. I actually went to my first concert this year with them, and it was a blast. It's unlike, like you said, it's not on your phone. You don't use your phone.
When I'm at a concert, I don't really ever think to like pull out my phone.
Yeah. But
I did on one song. I just wanted to have it, like, to be able to look back and look at it. But
right, and if it's like
Like
your
that Harper
favorite
concert, I didn't pull my phone out once to video anything.
Yeah, I think I got on the No Nonsense Instagram and I put a little boomerang. But yeah, I mean, it's never going to mean, like, if you put it on Snapchat and you put an 800-second video, everyone complains about it, but everyone still does it. But it doesn't mean anything. Everyone just skips over it. So just, I like the idea. Put your phone down and enjoy what's going on in the moment.
I have never paid attention once to a concert video on Snapchat.
No, I don't think anyone has. But
It made me
somehow it
cringe.
still happens.
Mostly because you can't hear anything. They're just screaming the
Oh,
whole
yeah.
time.
Yeah.
and it's
Oh,
a hand.
Oh,
All you see
man.
is hands
Play
up.
Wonderwall!
Or them shaking the camera the whole time. Like,
Yeah.
Can't even see who it is.
Yeah, but I think that was a cool idea. I think going forward, that's something a lot of artists should do, because what emergency is going to happen in the 2 hours you're there at the concert? I mean, I say that and then something bad would really happen, but, you know, there's also another side to it, like the Ariana Grande concert when
Oh,
it
yeah.
exploded. Like, if everyone's phone's locked away, how are people going to let people know they're okay if something does, like a tragedy like that does happen?
That, and people wouldn't flee the scene. They'd go for their phone, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
in today's world, people would care more about their phone than leaving.
They put a secondary device on the thing that's holding in all the phones, and, you know, it's a lot more bad things can happen. But I'm just playing devil's advocate. 7 years ago on Facebook the other day, I saw the Facebook memories. I declared that Paramore was done when their guitarist and drummer left. So thoughts and prayers to my ego, because
They're
I
still
was
going strong.
yeah, they're probably stronger than ever.
And
But
Zach is back.
yeah. So me and Dalt were big Josh and Zach Farrow fans, and I still like the music that they put out by themselves, but Paramore has never really gone away. They still haven't had a bad album. So I want to touch on that, say that I'm an idiot. It's also been 20 years since Chris Farley has died. That's another bit of information that I have. I listened to a podcast called The Leisureman, and they interviewed Chris Farley's his agent, and they were talking about movie roles that he could have had if he hadn't passed and all that. But, you know, Tommy Boy and a bunch of movies that he was in, Billy Madison, where he's a bus driver. There's just a lot of memorable movies with him, and it's sad that he
And
passed.
everything on SNL.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that was who that was.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. So there's a lot of big things that he was doing, and he was just so funny. So it's really sad to know that it's been 20 years since he passed away. All right. Are you guys ready to get into the biggest segment of the day?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Dev, I'm going to need a little more excitement than that.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you don't even listen to the show, so you might as well
I do
get
listen to-
excited
I
about,
do listen to the
about
show.
the new topic.
Hold on. Backpedal. I do listen to the show.
You just haven't heard the one segment that we've used since we started?
I fast forward. I didn't
Okay.
clip through.
It's
Whatever.
early, bro.
Whatever.
It's early.
It's all
Yeah.
right. So our top picks of 2017, we're going to let the guests go first. So Josh, why don't you hit us with your top 5 shows of 2017?
All right. Go 5 to 1.
Yep.
All right. So my number 5 is Gotham. It's just enough to keep me interested. I wish they'd fast forward a few years to where Bruce takes over the Batman role. But I like how they develop all the side characters that movies don't touch on. But it got really sci-fi this past season, almost too much. Like, we lost our interest. We got a little. We went away from it for a while. Went back to it. Number 4 was Slasher. I am not a big fan of scary movies. This was awesome. I actually watched season 1 and 2. I liked season 1 more than 2. 2 came out this year, but 2 I binge watched again, just like season 1. I don't do that with TV shows often. Number 3 is Riverdale. Huge fan. Look forward to Wednesday nights. My sister watches it. We always text about it the next day. It's a good time. Mr. Robot. Not many people watch it. I wish more people did. It is great. It's on season 3. Season 3 actually just ended. And number 1. a lot of people agree Stranger Things. Huge hit this year. Love the kids. I do actually like the sci-fi in this movie, which is odd. I'm not a big sci-fi fan, but this one's enough to where it keeps on going. It don't stop.
Yeah, I like that. Touching on Slasher. Yeah, Slasher was huge this year.
Oh, yeah.
Especially, like, it came out at a perfect time during Halloween. So, yeah, and Gotham, I don't know if he explained it at all, but it's actually, like, showing from the point where Bruce Wayne, Batman's parents, died. It shows everything that happens up until he becomes Batman. So, that's the show Gotham. And then season 1 of Gotham was great. And
Great.
I've struggled to keep up with it because the episodes are so long and so dense, but yeah, that's a good call.
It's actually the mid-season finale too. It's supposed to come back on in January, I think, and a lot of old characters, it showed glimpses of them, so I'm hoping they all just come back and it's just complete chaos. Because they went with a lot of side stories. Sometimes the side stories were too far.
Yeah.
You touch on it too long.
I like it. So, Dev, give us your top TV shows of 2017.
All right, starting with number 5, we got 13 Reasons Why, which is a little risky, but I mean, it's a little depressing, but you know, it really makes you like feel something emotional and like
That was a good show.
wishing you could go back in high school and not be mean to the people you were mean to, and I don't know, anything that makes you feel like that's, I guess, a good show. Fourth, my bad, is House of Cards, season 5, which is crazy, but you know, R.I.P. Spacey.
Yeah, he's
He's
dead.
gone.
He's not dead. He's just a pervert.
Yeah, and he's getting kicked off the show, but you know, it's whatever. Then I got for number 3 is Mr. Robot season 3, which Josh already touched on, and number 2 is Stranger Things season 2. Josh already touched on that, but you know, it's good. Had to put it in there. And then number 1, going bold statement with The Punisher, Marvel comic. Great freaking show. If you haven't watched it, you need to get on and watch it.
I'm telling you, The Punisher is so great. And
Dude.
the way they build it off of Daredevil season 2.
Oh yeah.
So you really have to watch all the Marvel shows. I mean, Marvel does it again. They reel you in on Netflix. You thought they ruled the movies. They own the TV shows now, too. And it's really well done.
Oh yeah.
So why don't you guys tell us a little bit about Mr. Robot? Because I don't think I know much about it. And we haven't talked about it on the show.
Okay, so we got main character name is Elliot. He's a computer programmer, all that good stuff. Well, there's a secret like Illuminati kind of thing, and it's called F Society, and they want to take down this like evil corporation. It's called E Corp, ironically, and they worked on hacking and stuff. But it's weird because you can't really get a read on Elliot as like a character. You don't really understand him, and really like the character development from season 1 to season 3, insane. Like
Crazy.
It's crazy, and it's a good show. You need to watch it.
He battles himself a lot.
Yeah.
He has those mind like that. It's almost like the angel on one side, the devil on the other, kind of inside of him. And Dalton,
Yeah.
you think he's schizophrenic? Is that what it is? He has this like,
Spoiler. Okay.
oh no, he has this like second personality almost. Like he
Yeah.
fights himself.
Sounds like a good show. Devin actually bought me season 1 of Mr. Robot for Christmas.
Yeah, I've been getting tired of telling you to watch it. So I just took it to matters in my own hand and bought it for
I don't
you.
blame you. He has to get on it.
It kind of runs into the problem. There's like so many people told me to watch Game of Thrones that I was like, oh yeah, sure, Game of Thrones. But I'm all the way in on Game of Thrones.
Are
I'm
you?
like, I'm halfway through season 4.
I've never been into it.
It took a guy at work like, hey, we're gonna watch this. I'm like, I don't really want to. Yeah, it sucks.
You get you hooked once you start.
Even like 4 episodes in on season 1, I was like, it's all right. But once season 1 ended, I was like, holy crap! And just so much stuff happens that I'm gonna start trusting people a little bit more on the TV shows, because Daredevil and Punisher was also a recommendation. So I'll get in on it. I'll get in on Mr. Robot so we can talk about it.
Yeah, it's definitely a show that you have to pay attention to. You can't casually watch it because you will miss a lot.
That's my favorite kind of shows. So I'll read Jeremy's top 5 shows of 2017. Trying to get Jeremy to tell me his top 5 shows of 2017 was what I would imagine heart surgery being like. It was so complicated. So number 5 for Jeremy, The Carbonaro Effect, season 3. Never heard of it. Scorpion, season 4. I remember seeing commercials about it because Scorpion's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But season 4 was his number 4 for him. The Magician, season 2 was his number 3. Number 2 was Designated Survivor, season 2. And
That one's actually... I haven't seen all of it, but it's good.
Designated Survivor?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's
Is
got
that-
the guy from 24, I think. Jack Bauer, the original. That's a great show. Season 1
I've
was
only seen a few
unbelievable.
episodes, but I've heard it's really good.
Is it on Hulu or Netflix?
I don't know. I watched it live on TV.
Oh, okay. So yeah, Designated Survivor season 2, and then Jeremy's number 1 top TV show of 2017, Ballers season 3.
I've never even heard of that.
Ballers is the one with Rock on it. You'd probably be like, "Oh, I've seen commercials for that," if you've
Yeah.
seen it. But yep, that's Jeremy's top picks of 2017. We'll let him talk about it a little bit more next week when we do our show. But Dalton, it's your time. What's your top TV shows?
All right. Honorable mention is Taboo, and there's only one season that came out first of the year. And then Gotham, season 4, like Josh. Number 5 is Sherlock. It's a BBC show. And they only do like 4 episodes.
Yeah, it's real little.
But
But-
the episodes are like an hour and a half long.
Yeah. But they're really good. And so that was season 4. Stranger Things, season 2. Number 3, Slasher, season 2. Number 2 was Mr. Robot, season 3. And at number 1, Peaky Blinders, season 4.
which just came out.
Just came out.
But you watched it a little bit early, didn't you?
I watched it when it was on BBC.
Yeah,
So I kind of cheated. But it's on Netflix now. So you can stream all 6 episodes.
it's got a lot of people from like the Christopher Nolan movies, like Tom Hardy. I forget the main character's name.
Cillian Murphy.
Cillian Murphy. He's the guy they try and steal his dreams, or trying to get inside his dreams in Inception.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow.
But it's Peaky Blinders is like a 1920s gangsters kind of show. And it's just cool. I like it. The soundtrack's cool on it. So
Yeah,
Check it
and
out.
there's something about people wearing those little caps.
Oh,
and
yeah.
just
I'm
look-
all aboard on
They
that.
have
I love when
thick-
movies have that.
they have thick British accents, so I have to turn on the subtitles. But I'm like,
Yeah,
I want to talk like that.
they're so much more interesting when they have an accent.
Yeah.
I'm kind of scared to watch it because I might turn into a 1920s gangster for like 3
Just
weeks.
start whooping up on people.
Yeah.
I don't think you can get away with as much now
Yeah.
that you did back then.
I think
Yeah.
the coolest part about those old shows is how they don't hang out the window with a gun. They're like on the car, on the side, guns drawn. Like, yeah, this is 1920s. We do it different.
Yeah, the first episode of the first season is kind of slow because I tried to get Josh to watch it and he
Yeah.
like fell asleep. But once you get into it, like season 4 was packed full of action, a lot of gunfights and stuff. So
Yeah.
it's cool.
Well, that's another one on my list. Your number 1 and 2 are on my list. But, all 4 of us talk about TV shows quite a bit. We all have different interests and things that reel us in. So we're always trying to push a new show on the other person. And normally we're all one-track minds. Like, oh, I will watch it after I watch this because I'm all the way in on this. So I was in on Daredevil and Punisher. And once I finished Punisher, it was like, what do I do now? So I started rewatching Scrubs. But yeah, that's it. Those are 2 good ones to start. It's always good to get them started before there's 7 seasons. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Because it's a lot to ask of yourself. Are you still watching How I Met Your Mother?
Yeah, I'm on season 4. I feel like I've cranked through this, too, and I'm like, I'm still on season 4.
Yeah, you're not even halfway through. That's what's crazy.
He even said, he was like, you're way farther than I thought you'd be, but I'm like, I still have so much more to go. And my Hulu free month ends December 4th. January 4th.
Ooh.
So I've got a lot to go. And
Well, at least you're off school right now.
yeah.
Yeah. How I Met Your Mother is like one of the biggest shows for our family because
Oh, dude.
we do slap bets. We do.
Yeah.
Devon's graduation speech an idea came from that show, and I realized it when I got to it.
What was your graduation speech?
Well, I went to Butler Tech, so I said I came to Butler Tech as a caterpillar, In exercise science, I laid my cocoon, and now I get to leave as a beautiful butterfly. Nobody got the reference, but I got it, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Josh finally gets the reference.
I know what it is now. Robin said it when she left the news
Yeah,
station. So
Yeah.
that's great.
Clever, Dev. I didn't even know.
you didn't know that?
I didn't know that's where you got it from.
Oh wow!
The crowd erupted too. So
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
that was good.
Yeah.
Standing ovation.
Pretty sure I have video of it. I'll have to go back and watch it.
So
What's yours, Dill?
we're gonna get to my top picks of 2017. I did a lot of research for mine, and I still feel like I watched a lot of old shows, I think. My honorable mention is New Girl Season 6, because that was one of the few shows that I watched every week. My girlfriend and I watched it every week during Season 6, and it was so frustrating. I mean, it was one of those where they didn't think they were going to get that next season, so they were just like buying time and wasting time on episodes where it was like, why are these people doing this? Because you know what's supposed to happen. You know how it's going to end, and they just keep putting it off and putting it off. And so by the time it got to the end, when it finally happened, it was so rewarding. So I put New Girl as an honorable mention at number 6. My number 5, Survivor. Heroes versus healers versus hustlers. Have you guys watched Survivor lately?
No, but John says it's crazy.
It is crazy, dude. I'm telling you.
I've never been into it.
I've never been into Survivor, but I started watching it at my girlfriend's house, and after Riverdale comes on every week, we would watch Survivor, and they just had the season finale, and I've never been so invested in one of these like little shows, and it was like all these people have alliances, and this one guy is an outcast, but he keeps finding these immunities on this island. So while everyone goes to sleep, he goes around and he's looking for these immunities, and he's like, I want to win this $1 million because I want to win it for my family. And like, he's going on and on. It's awesome. So yeah, Survivor, I don't know if I'll ever be into it again, but Emily's parents were watching it and I got all the way in. So
I've been watching this since I was little.
yeah, and they've changed it
How many seasons has there been?
I think they said 25 or 26.
Yeah, there's been a lot.
John clicks it on his TV, and there's like 26 options, and he goes to his favorite season, favorite episode. Like, he can tell you what happened. It's insane.
They've changed it a lot, and I think that's the way you have to. If you do the same Survivor show every year, then it'll get boring. But I was speechless. We were pumped up. I was fist pumping like Tiger Woods when my favorite person won. So go ahead and check it out if you want to. If not, it's all right. It won't hurt my feelings. Number 4, The Punisher. Devon touched on it a little bit. The Punisher is actually the guy that played Shane on The Walking Dead, and he was also in Wolf of Wall Street. He was in Wolf of Wall Street. But he plays such a great Punisher because the Punisher's just misunderstood. And the show itself is just crazy.
Oh, dude.
So I don't even know where to begin. Like, so much happens in one episode that if you miss an episode, you would be completely lost.
Oh,
And it's a character driven show, so it's great, and there's a lot of violence. Number 3, Stranger Things. It was good. It had 8 episodes, and it drops once a year. So the reason it's number 3 and not number 1 is because it's 8 episodes, and you watch it one time, and then you don't think about it again for another year.
Yeah.
It dropped season 1 dropped last August, I want to say, and me and my girlfriend and her parents, we watched it, and we had to watch it again this summer to really remember everything that happened. Because when a year goes by and you haven't thought about these characters, you forget everything that happens. But Stranger Things season 2 was really good. There was an episode where it was all about 11, and where she was like living with her sister, 8 or whatever. That was my favorite episode, and it was
Really?
like, yeah, that was like the least liked episode, like generally, but I loved it. I thought it was a great episode. Did you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I didn't like that
Chicago.
episode.
You didn't?
Not really.
I
I understood why they did it after
yeah.
the season was over, but when I was watching it, I'm like, oh my gosh, are we going to get back to what's happening with everyone else.
Yeah,
Like,
that's how I was too. And it was kind of like, who are these people? Like, it was a whole new group of people introduced right away.
Yeah.
So,
I liked it because it was like Eleven has always been following. She was always told, like, Mike was like, follow me, come do this, save our lives, do this. You know what I mean? And she never really got to find her own voice in that episode. She found it and she decided she wanted to live where they were living with them. So that was my number 3, Stranger Things Season 2. My number 2 is Riverdale Season 1 and 2 because I watched Season 1 this spring on my iPad when I was on my cruise, and it was hard for me to want to go eat dinner and everything because I was just so in on the show. But the end of Season 1 was this spring, and then Season 2 has come, and I thought there was going to be a drop-off, and Season 2's been pretty great so far. Have you guys watched it at all?
the first 2 episodes. I haven't finished it yet.
No, I haven't. That's kind of the thing. I just like binge watch on when it comes on Netflix, so I'm just waiting for that.
It's one of the few shows that I watch every week now. But Season 2, the first episode, I was like, is this really how it's going to be? It's
Yeah.
going to be like this. And the more it's gone on, it just hasn't gone in the direction you expect it to. And that's one of my favorite characteristics of a show. So, number 1, American Vandal. Has anybody watched this?
I have not.
Nope.
Didn't you talk about this before?
I have. American Vandal it's a complete satire of a documentary.
yeah.
And it's about this kid who, his name's Dillon something, but he is known for drawing dicks everywhere. And it's this documentary, this high school kid is trying to disprove that he's the one that drew the dicks on all the teachers' cars. So he's like going through and he's like, he doesn't draw his dicks like this. And he's like, you wouldn't have had time to spray paint it. And like, it's like this kid doing a documentary and doing his research. And I thought it was going to be stupid. And one of my buddies at work told me like, hey man, it's 8 episodes long. They're all like a half hour. It would take 4 hours to watch it. And I think I watched all of it in about 2 days. But American Vandal, I've never seen a show like it. It was, once the season was done, it was
That's
done.
crazy. You put it number 1, bro.
I know, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I would watch it again because it was so funny and so well done that, like, everyone's like, wait, this wasn't a real documentary? Like, no, it wasn't. It was something that someone came up with, and it's just a really funny, cool idea because it really shows there's a lot of times people portray high school and they don't portray it the way it actually is. And I thought American Vandal did a really good job of that. So if you guys haven't watched that, I don't know if I've talked it up enough, but American Vandal is very worth the watch.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah, and it's getting a lot of notoriety this time of year for awards and stuff, so it's worth checking out.
I actually work at a restaurant, and I have not seen it, but it's everyone else's favorite show of 2017, and it's Ray Donovan. I don't know much about it. I couldn't tell you what it's about, but they all have said, Josh, you love TV shows. You and your friends watch TV shows. You guys have got to watch this. And it is, I mean, they come into work the next day, and they're like, it's like me about Riverdale. Like, you won't believe what happened. And then they go, like, I don't know what they're talking about, but I listen.
Yeah.
Unreal.
The thing about Ray Donovan, I don't think it's on Netflix or Hulu, is it?
I think it's on one of the, like, Showtime or HBO, like one of the on-demand things.
Yeah. Well, that's hard for us because we consume it 2 ways, and that's Netflix or Hulu.
Yep. A Fire Stick that works sometimes.
Yeah. So, does anybody have anything else to add on TV shows before we get going? All right. That was a good segment.
I didn't really talk about Taboo, but you need to watch Taboo.
Yeah, tell me a little about that. I don't know anything about Taboo.
It's like it's in the 1800s in London, and back when they had the shipping companies and all that, the East India Trading Company and all that, and this guy had his own shipping company, and he died, and he only had a daughter and a son, but the son like left 10 years ago and was thought to be dead. And so the father dies, he comes back from Africa, and everybody thought he was dead. And he's just, like, really weird. And he's like, there's something going on with him, like, kind of witchcrafty. I don't really know.
And he's trying to take his father's company back?
Yeah, and he's just, like, finessing everyone. And it's really cool. There's not, like, a lot of action, but it's, like, it's really interesting.
And is that on Netflix?
It's on Hulu.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll check that out.
It's made by FX, I think.
Yeah, I think I've seen the commercials.
I think that's my favorite thing
It's
about.
got Tom Hardy in it. So,
So you know just what to say to get me interested. But yeah, that's
so does Peaky Blinders.
yeah. Well, I'm probably gonna start with Peaky Blinders.
Yeah, do that.
But my favorite thing about the top list of 2017, normally it's a little too cliche for us to do, but I think it's a good thing because it gets everybody hearing a name that they haven't heard before. You know what I mean? Like, you guys have probably seen American Vandal on Netflix and you just keep scrolling past it. But, you know, it's just one of those things that's worth checking out. So, we'll get a little bit into sports. We'll transition a little bit. The Braves traded Matt Kemp back to the Dodgers. Saves me a lot of trouble because I have a Matt Kemp t-shirt. So I can bust that guy back out. But yeah, I think that's a cool thing. The Dodgers made it pretty far in the NLDS last year. So
They actually gave up a lot for him. I didn't know he was still producing that much, but they gave up a lot of prospects. I think they gave up a pick, maybe.
yeah. Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you guys were doing something. I thought you had like a picture of Matt Kemp or something.
No.
But another bit of news with sports: the ESPN president John Skipper resigned from his position, and he cited substance abuse. Does anybody have any thoughts on that?
It sounds a little fishy. Substance abuse.
It normally sounds like
No
You got-
details?
I'm gonna quit before someone outs me for something stupid
Yeah.
that I
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
Because when you're making that much money, you don't let go of a job like that.
For substance abuse.
Right.
That's just like that's diving on the sword.
No one admits they have substance abuse until they're backed into a corner.
Yeah.
But I've seen a lot of funny things with Barstool. They have a big old grudge and a big old red X over ESPN now that what they did to Barstool Van Talk. So, because
I'm sure they're having a lot of fun with it.
yeah, John Skipper is actually the one that decided to let go Barstool Van Talk. So, yeah, I think they had champagne. The president of Barstool brought out champagne and was like, "This is for John Skipper." But a little bit somber news for ESPN. Ryan Russillo left ESPN/ESPN Radio. He's going out to LA to follow his dreams. Not exactly sure what he plans on doing out there, but he's going to be successful in whatever he does. You guys ever listen to Ryan Russillo?
I actually got into the show right before. Wasn't there like controversy with him? He like trespassed or something.
Yeah, he got
I
drunk and went to the wrong apartment.
I was into the show right before it happened, and then it happened, and he wasn't on the show for a little bit, and I never got into it because I didn't know when he came back on.
He was on. He got his big break by going on Scott Van Pelt's radio show.
Yeah.
So it was the SVP and Russillo show, and it was my favorite radio show on ESPN. I would listen to that in the afternoons when I worked at Red Bull, and in the mornings I'd listen to Colin Cowherd. I mean, ESPN had a really good setup.
Yeah.
It was Mike and Mike, Colin Cowherd, right into SVP and Russillo, and now all three of them are gone. SVP's got his own version of SportsCenter. Mike and Mike are split up. Which, have you listened to the new Mike and Mike, or Mike and
Is it
Golick?
Yeah. No, I haven't listened. I've seen it, but I haven't given.
I haven't listened to it at all.
It's all right. It's never going to be the same way, but ESPN's holding on. It's not going to surprise me if they start relying on podcasts more, because a lot of the people they have podcasts. But Ryan Russillo is going to be doing a podcast with ESPN, I think, until next year. So he's not completely gone, but he left ESPN Radio. James Harrison was released by the Steelers and swiftly picked up by the Patriots.
Unbelievable.
It almost feels like he went undercover. The Steelers are like, we're gonna pay out your contract, and you're gonna go undercover and tell us everything we need to know about the Patriots.
Oh. Well, today his players are calling him out, saying you wanted to leave, you fell asleep in the locker room during film sessions. You just sat there with like a plate of chips on your lap, like you gave up on us. We tossed you to the curb, and then you do this to us. So there's a lot of bad.
I've watched a lot of Game of Thrones lately, so I'm all about the conspiracies, and I think he's playing the Patriots.
I don't know. Don't tell me that. I don't want to think about that.
He might be the first person ever to pull the wool over the Patriots' blankets, because the Patriots are so smart that they're like, yeah, we've seen the videos. He can still beat some ass. Why not? Why not pick him up?
I don't know. New England has no pass rush, so if he can go in there and give them 10 third down plays, and just blitz.
Dude's insane. Have you seen the videos of him working out?
He plays volleyball with a 25-pound medicine ball.
I've seen him hip thrusting with, I think it was like 6 plates. What? Like, who does that?
He's a man.
At 39.
Yeah. So I'm interested to see where that goes because Patriots-Steelers, that's about as big of a rivalry as you can get. We act like the Bengals and Steelers are a rivalry, and to Cincinnati fans, they are. But, I mean, the Steelers, it's a lock for them every week to win against the Bengals. So Patriots are the only thing standing in their way. Josh, you want to talk about this next one?
Yeah, so Aaron Rodgers was on the IR with the collarbone injury. They brought him back. They lost to the Panthers, and they put him right back on the IR. The NFL rule states that if you were put on the IR, you have to have a new injury. He didn't have a new injury. They were just out of the playoffs. So they put him on the IR to keep him healthy. NFL rules states that if that player goes on the IR without a new injury, he has to be released.
Holy crap.
Which would put him on the waiver list. And guess who's number 1? Cleveland. Cleveland could finally have a quarterback if he's forced to be released.
Good Lord.
But will it actually happen? I don't know. I mean, there could be a double standard with that. It's kind of like in the NBA, like certain players don't get the same foul, that kind of thing. So.
Why put him on the IR? Why not just bench him?
Right. That's what I was just thinking that. Like, why would you even risk it?
Yeah.
It's one more. There's one or two more games.
They now have to present their case to the NFL stating what his injury was, why they didn't say it, like all of this. I don't think they'll actually force him to release, but they're saying, I mean, he should want to leave Green Bay anyways. What have they really done for him?
Right.
Other than, I mean, and it's not a market for players. I mean, this last game was to the frozen tundra.
If he could turn Cleveland around, that'd be a legendary. I mean, you can't make Green Bay any better. They're not going to.
No.
It's kind of like LeBron when he was stuck in Cleveland before he went to Miami. It was like they're not going to surround you by people because they think you can do it on your own.
Yeah.
That haven't helped him at all. Not one bit. I did see Cleveland's going after an offensive coordinator, which is finally something they should have been doing forever ago. They need to not have the coach have all
Hugh
that
Jackson.
responsibility. Yeah, because I like Hugh Jackson. They need to keep him there and let him. They're just a mess. I don't know. I couldn't imagine rooting for them.
Yeah.
I've been lucky for 20 years.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting playoffs this year. There's a lot more attached to it than there normally is.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll see what happens with that.
There's dangerous new teams like Jacksonville. I mean, I know Jimmy Garoppolo just went in there and put 45 on them, but if I'm in New England, I don't want to play Jacksonville's defense.
No.
They do exactly what it does or what it takes to beat New England. Same thing with Pitt. Big Ben threw 5 picks that game, and they lost 27-3, something like that. Like,
yeah, and
they're scary defenses.
And
Chargers, if they sneak in there, I don't want to play them. They could explode. So the NFC, they're crazy.
Yeah. It's gonna be an exciting playoffs, especially since Jacksonville has Blake Bortles, who is not getting in his own way.
Imagine if they had a real quarterback.
And I follow Blake Bortles Facts on Twitter. You guys follow that at all?
I've seen it retweeted.
Yeah. It is hilarious. Blake Bortles never thrown an interception on Christmas, so do what you will with that information.
The little things in life.
But yeah, that's some good sports talk. Josh, you have anything else you want to add with sports?
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Jimmy G, that's what you want to talk about?
I'm upset New England traded him for a second-round pick, honestly. And there's all this controversy did Bill want to trade Brady? Robert Kraft said, no, we're keeping Brady. And Bill said, I'm trading away your future. I mean, they traded away their both backup quarterbacks for a wide receiver who does nothing and a second-round pick. And New England has not cared about their picks in years. I mean, they get no names and then turn them into something and then send them out, but I mean, New England's traded away their picks they want veterans now that can help us win now. So I don't understand. Usually it's like I listen to a lot of New England reporters and then read a lot of their writings. You can kind of see what their plan is. No idea what their plan is with all of this. So and Jimmy G, I mean, he's 4-0. He's completely changed their culture. They are all. Did you see Carlos Hyde? Mm-hmm. He said we're going to the Super Bowl next year. I mean, their fan base is crazy now, and good for them, honestly.
But it's something you're going to lose that momentum going into next year. So hopefully you can keep that going. But Seems like he's going to.
And they have all those picks. John Lynch is their new GM, so it's exciting.
I got a Blake Bortles fact for you guys.
Let's hear it.
Blake Bortles only needs 35 touchdown passes on Sunday against the Titans to break the NFL record for the most in a single season. 55. Wow, I mean 35. That's doable.
Yeah. Just let him sling. On Madden?
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, on Madden, that's doable.
So, watch out. Blake Bortles coming for that
Yeah,
most touchdowns. He only needs 35.
watch out, Peyton Manning. He's coming for you.
Does anybody have any beer or pizza of the week?
Pizza.
What?
It's in Clifton, down in Cincinnati, right over my girlfriend's. It's called Andrew Attica's. Best pizza I've ever had in my life.
Yeah?
And they have this ever in my life.
Ever?
Yeah, and they have this pizza. We had like 8 people one day that wanted pizza, and so it was like a $30 pizza. So we each paid I forget how much, and we were like, "Is this gonna be enough?" And they were like, "Yeah, dude, the pizza was bigger than this table. I'm not kidding, huge." And like we had like. We didn't even get through half the pizza. It was the biggest pizza. It was unreal. But yeah, Andrew Attica's, if you're Cincinnati area, it's good.
That's worth checking out. Anybody else got any pizza?
I have a comment. I think we need to bring back where you guys brought the pizzas in. Me
Yeah.
and Jeremy. That was before my time, and then once I got here, you stopped bringing pizzas in.
Yeah.
He did supply coffee.
I did.
You can't really fault him for that.
Yeah.
But I also woke these guys up. These guys normally stay up late and sleep in, and I woke them all up at about 9:30 this morning. We're doing the show at about 10 o'clock. So thanks for being troopers.
It's lunchtime now. I need pizza.
It's winter break.
Yeah.
It's winter break. What are you going to do?
I do have a pizza suggestion, though. I might pronounce it wrong. It's either Pisanellos or Pisanellos in Franklin.
Yes.
Oh, man. It's like greasy, it's almost like a New York style, like just big triangle pieces. And we haven't had it in a long time, but we used to go there a lot with family or friends and all of that. And it's a fun, different trip. We don't go to Franklin often. Pizza's great. They're garlic knots, I think they're called. They're very good too. So
garlic knots are huge
yeah.
at the firehouse. We go to Kroger and we'll put garlic knots with like hamburgers. We'll just walk down the Fresno aisle and somebody's like, "You want some garlic knots?" Like, yeah, we haven't had it in a few days. Might as well. But yeah, good call. Pisanello's is pretty good. No one goes to Franklin on purpose. So if you find yourself on the way back from Dayton or something, you can stop into Franklin for Pisanello's. But anybody want to talk about some video games or tech?
Ooh, video game I just played recently, Fortnite. I've seen it all over Snapchat, and it's free to download on mine as well.
Fortnite is crazy.
do it now.
Yeah.
It's going to be, you'll have to pay for it soon, I think.
Yeah.
That's the rumor, so.
Dude, it's crazy. I mean, I still haven't quite figured it out yet. I'm not very good, but
It's one of those like it drops everyone down on a map.
It's like Hunger Games.
Yeah, and you kill until the last person's standing, and it's
the adrenaline rush. Like, we crack up laughing. The storm moves in on you, so your actual battlefield shrinks, and then trying to find a weapon. And then once you find a weapon, just like, okay, what's next? Do we hide in this bush? Or do we go find people? So,
only thing I don't like about it though is it's third-person shooter game. I'm just not good.
It's a different
I'm just
style.
not. I can't aim. I don't know. It's weird.
when Gears of War came out, I bought it and I tried to play it, and third person is completely different.
Yeah, it's just weird.
your buddy Dev King it's his clubhouse conversation. He doesn't go 10 minutes. Hey, do you play Fortnite? Oh, you still have Xbox. I mean, it is managers. Every kid there is all talking about it. They have competitions on who can place better. Like, no one's came in first yet. It's only been second, I think. So there you have all these bets going on. I mean, it's insane. Like, who can do what, and they squad up and do the duo things. And
yeah, it's a really cool idea. And I saw some RPG.
oh,
Yeah, it was like 4-on-4 RPG. So, Fortnite gonna be taking over.
Oh yeah.
But I'm gonna touch on some music. If you guys have any, you can interrupt me at any time, because we're getting pretty late into the show. Dalton, this is one you actually talked about. Saint Raymond.
Oh yeah.
They have an EP called "A Light That Blinds." So you want to tell us a little about that?
Yeah, I discovered them on Spotify Radio, and the guy just has a cool voice. I think they're British, So they just have a cool sound, and I really liked it.
Yeah, and it came out kind of at a weird time because it was right around Christmas, so it was kind of hard to get into it because everybody wants to listen to Christmas music.
Yeah.
But it's pretty good. And
if any of our listeners can tell us who they sound like, me and Dillon have been trying to figure it out.
Yeah, it's been driving us crazy. There's a lot of like indie British bands, but there was one we listened to in high school. We're just trying to figure out who it is. Another artist I wanted to talk about was Asking Alexandria. You guys ever listen to them?
No.
Bits and pieces I've heard in your car.
Yeah, they're a screamo band, so it's normally like pump up music that you listen to on the way to the gym. They've changed their sound in recent years because the lead singer left for a few years and he had to get throat surgery because you can't scream your whole life, man. Should have known that going into it, but just like
you can try.
All those guys in screamo bands with gauges, like good luck with those big old holes in your ears. But they changed their sound to it's more of a stadium rock, but it's really aggressive stadium rock. So they have a self-titled, and it's pretty badass. I've been listening to it while I work out. This is kind of a side band, Speak Low If You Speak Love. They have a new single called Contrasting Colors. It's a single from a guy named Ryan Scott Graham. He does backup vocals, and he's the bassist of State Champs, which is like a really big pop punk artist. My favorite band of all time, I can't say that. One of my favorite bands, The Maine, they had a...
You just did.
I know, I take it back. The artist The Maine released two new songs for Christmas, and I wanted to talk about it last week, but they're still good to listen to this time of year. Winter Means Nothing Without You and 1225. They got two new songs.
You played this when we were having Christmas, didn't you?
Yep.
Were you playing this?
Yeah. One of them is really upbeat. The other one is pretty somber. But, what's Christmas without a little bit of emo? One of the local bands Dalton and I saw at the Harbor Show, their name is Circle It. They have a song called Christmas Love. It was another one I wanted to talk about last week before going into Christmas. But they released a Christmas song, and they played it for us. It's pretty good. Our boy Cody Garrett, we've interviewed him 2 weeks ago. His new song Sunburns, it would have driven me crazy if I didn't talk about it. His new single is really good, and I think we'll play it on the outro if Cody doesn't mind.
Fantastic. I actually told my family about him, and we were going through his songs right before dinner started. My dad was playing him. My sister was listening to it, so it's spreading.
There's a big leap going from his EP that he released earlier in this year and this song because there's a lot of maturation going into it. Have you listened to it at all, Dev?
Not that I haven't listened. I listened to the EP, but not the new song. So
I feel like all his stuff is relatable.
Yeah.
Like he says that he wrote from what he experienced. Like it's almost like we've all experienced that. Like it's just different.
Mm-hmm. So,
and Cody's a listener, isn't he?
Yeah, Cody's a friend of the show. I think we still have he gave us some koozies. So,
and his shirt is on the way.
Yeah, he's going to be rocking one of our shirts soon. But Dal, you want to talk a little bit about Matt Kearney?
Yeah, he's got a few new singles. Two of my favorite are Better Than I Used to Be and Face to Face. I've always been a Matt Kearney fan.
Oh yeah.
So
since
he's playing at Bogart's soon in Cincinnati.
I bet he puts on a great show.
Yeah.
Because I think he does live band even with all the drum beats that he's switched to.
Yeah.
But, I mean, everyone's heard his old songs like Undeniable.
Yeah.
That probably gave you no idea what he sounds like. But he's really changed it to like a hip-hop sound, and he's really creative, a really good artist.
Yeah. He takes a while to put out new music, but it's worth it when he does.
Yeah. So, I'm going to go ahead and guess that one of you two put on Travis Scott and Quavo.
I typed it, but they were going to do it anyways.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's like, okay, Travis Scott and Quavo's and Migos. I'm sure you know that. You don't know Quavo's and Migos, Dill?
No, I don't.
Quavo!
I thought Migos was one person.
Migos is 3 people.
Okay.
Offset, Quavo, Takeoff.
Okay.
Well, Quavo's like the main guy. He does like all the catchy stuff. Probably everybody would say he's the best one. But
Is he the one that goes skirt?
Skirt, skirt.
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
I can't tell the
But
difference between.
and then Travis
It's
Scott
lit.
is a,
Yeah, I know who Travis Scott is.
and it's like Amigo's album with Travis Scott in it. Like it sound like I don't know how to explain it. It's like take Amigo's album and add Travis Scott in it, and that's what it sounds like. But it's good. They like, and it's not like they're rapping back. Like they rap together and like they sing.
They
it's good.
sound
Yeah.
a lot of the same, so it syncs well together. I'm actually a huge Travis Scott fan, so I was waiting for this for a long time. The album cover was way different. I was told they reported it was going to be called Astro World. Travis Scott's from Houston Astros. Like it was just you're going to feel what it's like to be us.
Yeah.
And then they kind of took a different approach with it. At first, I didn't really like it. I actually listened to it a lot the last 2 days. Huge fan. I really do enjoy it.
And it's called Huncho Jack Huncho?
I have no
Whatever
clue.
that means.
I think you
I don't know.
hear
I always hear-
honcho and like honcho like in the back of songs. It's just like thrown out there.
Yeah.
But
Honcho.
yeah,
Quavo. That's
They
like,
just have their own little
Yeah,
language.
it's
they
like-
have their own thing.
Have you ever seen the video where Migos is rapping to a children's book? It's the most awesome thing I've ever seen in my life.
Jeez, Travis Scott actually was in concert and took a child up on stage. Did you see it?
No.
This kid had the time of his life.
8 years old.
I mean, he can't be more than 8, and he is fist pumping, head banging on stage, and they're just do your thing, little man.
Who the heck takes an 8-year-old to Travis Scott concert?
Yeah, that's bad parenting. Yeah, that's hilarious. Do you guys have anything else you want to add for music?
Jeezy album's pretty good.
Oh yeah, we haven't talked about that.
Yeah,
Jeezy album, yeah, it's really
We
good.
should have phoned Jake in.
Yeah, we need.
He was with Jeremy when I FaceTimed him.
See, I don't want to talk. I'll leave it to Jake to
No,
talk
you
about.
go ahead. Tell us what you think about it.
It was good, but I wouldn't say it's his best album yet.
yeah, it's not his best, but
These
it's
things
good.
happen is gonna like. There's nothing better than these things. It's like Drake's Take Care. It's,
Yeah, I saw Drake's Take Care is still on Billboard Top
Yeah, it's like-
200.
It's insane.
It's 6 years. Hey, we got Jake on FaceTime. Jake, why don't you tell us about The Beautiful and Damned?
What do you want to know about it?
I want to know what you think about it.
The movie or the album in general?
Tell us a little bit about both. Why don't you?
So the movie is pretty dope. Kind of is a good little intro to the album and what the whole album covers. Gives you a little background information about where some of the songs come from. Features 2 songs from the album in it as well. That's Pick Me Up and Legend. Both are featured in there. I'd say overall, I'd give the album 9.5 out of 10. I mean, it's exactly what we were asking for as super fans. I mean, I've been waiting for 2 years for it, so it's been worth the wait for sure.
Hey, Dev's got something he wants to say. Go ahead and tell him.
I still think that These Things Happen is better.
He likes the old school.
Yeah, the old school.
He's still
dude,
picking old school.
That's where it's
that's
at.
cool. I mean, there's a lot of old Gerald on there compared to the new pop, along with some pop songs too. So it's pretty good.
What's your favorite song off the album?
Legend's my favorite song. It's hype. It gets me going.
I like Pray For Me.
Really, I like
Pray For Me's
Easy.
good, too. He played that one at Bunbury when I saw him there. And that was a good one.
But a Dream's definitely my favorite.
Easy.
Jeremy agrees.
Yeah, me and Jeremy on the same page. I feel
Is
it.
Jeremy there too?
Jeremy is right here.
What's Jeremy think of the album?
I love it. I love the whole thing besides like 3 songs.
Jeremy, I miss you.
I miss you too.
I miss your deep baritone voice.
Yeah, I know. The album's pretty good.
I honestly thought that you were like making fun of him and using his voice, but that was really his voice.
No, that's actually me.
Well, you guys enjoy your day at work. Thanks for calling in. We needed your insight.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, buddy. I'll see you. So yeah, there we go. We got Jake on FaceTime. I think the audio is actually going to be okay on that.
Yeah, that was decent.
It sounded good.
Also, music. Big Sean released an album with Metro Boomin, and I don't think Metro Boomin has released a bad album ever. That's a bold statement, but Metro Boomin knows what he's doing. And yeah, Big Sean with him Big Sean's an animal.
Yeah, and that's Big Sean's second album this year. So
Yeah.
yeah, that was quite a bit of music this week,
Yeah,
guys.
I actually have a little more on Spotify. A lot of friends who have Apple Music wondering what it is that Spotify users have. That Wrapped 2017 gives you your playlist, your top 100, your top 5 songs, albums. I love that.
Yeah, it's great.
Have you listened to your top 100?
Yeah.
It is like every song you've loved. Like there's not one bad song.
It's better than any playlist you could build for yourself.
Ever.
Yeah, because I hear songs on there and I'm like, dude, I forgot about
forget
this
about
song.
it, yeah.
Yeah. And my favorite one is like music you missed. So music really related to stuff that you listen to. You hit shuffle on that and you can discover new music that way too.
And you this year, you've actually got me on podcasts a lot. So on the way to school, instead of music, I've listened to nothing but sports podcasts all day. So to actually there's so much music I forgot about, and it was cool to go back and go through all that. I just played it one day, all 100. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
You could DJ. it's made for you.
You don't have to skip it at all. It's
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you guys have Spotify and you haven't done that yet, I mean, that's on you. Another speaking of music that you forgot about, did you have something to say?
No, you're good.
Matt and Kim. When's the last time you listened to Matt and Kim?
The last time their song was popular.
They have a song. They had a song on my Spotify radio. I went back and listened to their album from 2015, and they have an EP I think from 2016. Holy crap, they are great.
Have you ever seen them live though?
Are they good or bad? Not good.
Pretty terrible.
Are they?
Actually, it's been a while. I watched it on YouTube.
Yeah.
But
well, those two are dating. Did you know that?
No.
The chick, her name's Kim. She's the drummer. The guy Matt plays the piano and sings. And are you gonna play a song?
No, I was just looking up what they look like.
But yeah, they are very interesting. It's a lot of electronic and a lot of, I would say, indie electronic, and it's really good. We'll play a little bit of it after the show. But yeah, I got back into Matt and Kim, and they had some cool songs. So
Hey, no whispering over there, you two.
yeah.
All the way up. We almost forgot to mention Christmas Day. Lil Wayne came out with D6.
What is that? Dedication 6?
Dedication 6. You thought he was dead, but he came back. He came back
I'm
from the
so
dead.
glad he came back.
Is it good? Is it worth listening
It's
to?
not. I mean,
It's not old Lil Wayne, but
It's he's definitely not. It's not terrible.
Yeah.
Like some of his more recent music, you're like, man.
I love listening
what
to-
happened to Lil Wayne, but no, he's back.
I love listening to the songs like Rockstar, Post Malone. That was a big song from this year. What he does with that song, but then what Lil Wayne does with it, I think it's crazy what different people can do with just a simple different beat.
Yeah.
I didn't like that one. You were playing it for me last night, and I did not like it.
I played 2 of them and you didn't
I don't know.
like it.
There's just some songs that are just too good. Don't remix it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was...
That's a Lil Wayne's.
Rockstar was so good.
Lil Wayne's been doing that though since Sorry for the Wait. That's it. Or actually, No
I
Ceilings.
think
No
that's something
Ceiling.
Yeah,
only
No-
he can get
And he
away
had-
with, too.
Who do you have in it? Nicki Minaj?
Nicki, yeah.
Yeah, I'm over Nicki Minaj.
I'm
but-
over Cardi B.
Whoa,
Yeah.
whoa,
I'm
whoa,
over
whoa.
Cardi B.
What?
Over Nicki Minaj.
Oh my God, yes.
What?
No, Cardi B's
The
worse.
woman savior of rap.
That is a white girl anthem at a bar. You put on Cardi B and they all stand up like it's their anthem.
Oh, Bodak Yellow.
They know exactly what they're doing when that song comes on.
Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of chick rap. Has nothing
It's
to
just
do
odd.
with sex, but I don't know. I don't get into it.
Nicki's about the only one I like.
She gets too vulgar.
She does. Yeah, I agree.
So does the new one. Cardi B's this new one
Bro,
coming
Cardi
up.
B is the worst. She is.
It's the same reason I don't like
It's vulgar beyond vulgar.
Two Broke Girls. Two Broke Girls drives me crazy because they're just so vulgar, and I'm like, this is
The TV show?
Yeah, you two are disgusting.
Ugh.
But we'll get into movies and television. The Office is getting a reboot in 2018.
Seriously? I have not
Seriously.
heard that.
I have a little article that I had with it, but I didn't put a link to it, so we can't click on it. But the problem I have with The Office getting a reboot is that the ending was so perfect for the show. I don't know if you guys have watched it.
Yeah.
But there's also a bunch of people that can't come back that were staples to the show. The people that made the show so great. Stanley, he's gone. Michael Scott, he's gone.
Why? Do they know why?
Yeah, you know why, and I don't want to reveal it if you guys haven't watched the show.
I'm only on season 4.
Yeah, so I'll leave that. Stanley leaves, Michael Scott leaves, Jim and Pam leave, Oscar leaves, Kevin leaves, and Andy leaves.
So who's in the show? Like that's
Right. Basically Dwight and Angela, and all the new people that came in season 9. So
I didn't really even like season 9, so
season 9 was so good.
I don't know.
Even without Michael Scott.
Oh yeah, season 8 and 9 were actually like where the show got new life, because you realize how funny everyone else is when Michael Scott's gone, because he dominates the show.
How many seasons are there?
There's 9.
So I need to watch the newer ones and then
Yeah, and
form
then
my opinion.
yeah, so because I was excited at first, and then I thought about it, like they're gonna have to create, like they're gonna use Dunder Mifflin in that office, but they're gonna have to create all these new characters, and that's tough to do again. You can't recreate that magic again. It's like when How I Met Your Mother ended, they wanted to restart and do a show called How I Met Your Father, and no one picked it up.
Good.
Because you can only do that one time. That show started in 2005 and it ended in 2013 or 14.
Wow.
So you can't do another 9 years with the same kind of jokes. Like, you got to just start from scratch.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite character on the show?
On How I Met Your Mother? Oh man, I don't know.
Barney.
I most relate to would be
We've had this conversation. You relate to each character in a different way. Like, you've all felt as
I
confident
would say
as Barney.
I relate to Marshall.
You've all been Marshall.
I would say Marshall even gets annoying at times.
Agreed.
But because he tries too hard to be people's moral compass. Like, not everyone needs to be with one person. Because you're with Lily, you got to guilt everyone in being with one person. Like, if Ted's not with the right person, don't guilt him into staying with her. Barney, he's a little over the top sometimes, but that's
I'm
also
at the
what
point
makes
now,
the show.
though, where he's changing.
Yeah,
He is
and
now...
Barney's character development is what makes that show so great. And then
Playbook.
yeah,
I'm starting to get on that.
and then Ted's hopeless romantic. He never gives up, and even going into season 9,
He's
you're
funny.
like, yeah,
He's... Like, it's cringy sometimes, but it's...
and he's smooth with the ladies, dude.
Oh,
he
yeah.
gets some hot girlfriends.
Stella's 2-minute date,
Yeah,
that was... props to him.
but it's hard to pick a favorite character on that show. I think they all make the show great. Robin's great, even though she drives me crazy. She's great,
Robin.
but yeah, that's all I got about TV shows. Dalton, you want to talk a little bit about Wormwood?
Yeah, this is a Netflix original. It's kind of like a documentary, but they kind of act it out as well.
Yeah,
But anyway, there was this army scientist in the 50s, and they were like doing operations with the CIA. This was like back during the Cold War and stuff.
yeah,
So they were like working on genetic stuff and all that. And they were secretly dosing him with LSD in his drinks to see if he would give up secrets. And so they're like testing him, and he ended up like going crazy, and then he ended up going on a trip to New York, and then jumped out of the window. That was the story.
yeah,
And come to find out, that wasn't the story. The CIA did this whole cover up, and so it's really interesting when you watch it. It's like it's a conspiracy show,
yeah.
but it's like it actually happened. There's CIA documents that show everything and how they covered this thing up, because he was apparently going to go tell some secrets.
Yeah, that's kind of like
So they
Stranger
killed him.
Things in
So
a
they
way.
killed him, yeah.
Stranger Things has that kind of conspiracy, which makes it just as interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, check out Wormwood.
So it's really cool. It's not just a conspiracy where people are like saying this is what might happen, like JFK stuff.
Yeah.
It actually did happen. So
We'll have to check that out. Do you guys have anything else you want to add today?
Movies.
Okay.
Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
Are you telling us your top 5?
No,
Okay.
I'm just telling you.
Oh,
Star
yeah.
Wars.
Talk about Star Wars real fast.
Yeah. If you're a Star Wars fan, you're gonna like think it's all right. Like, I'm a big Star Wars fan, but I mean, it's just another movie, nothing compared to the old ones, but it's getting there. I don't know how I feel about the 789. I don't like the villain, who is Ben Solo, which is Han Solo and Princess Leia's son. I don't like him as a character, and I think that's...
Wait, it's not Kylo Ren?
Yeah, that's... What are you talking about, Dill?
I thought Kylo Ren was the villain.
Yeah, that's Ben Solo.
Oh. Well, I haven't seen it, so I don't know his name's Ben Solo.
Yeah, it's Han Solo's son. Whatever. But I don't know. I don't like him as a character. But other than that, Luke Skywalker's in it. It's got a 91% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes is kind of greedy, but 91% is pretty solid.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely, if you watch Star Wars, it's definitely worth seeing. Even if you don't watch Star Wars, it's still pretty good.
Yeah.
When directors keep making movies for like Pirates of the Caribbean, I think you like it just because you're a big fan, but you're almost like, just don't ruin it.
Yeah. I think that's what everyone's hope is. Like, this is my childhood. Please do not
don't mess
run
it
it
up.
to the ground like you did episode 1, 2, and 3.
Ugh.
But, I mean, that also alleviates some pressure for him.
Hold up there.
What?
Run it to the ground?
Run it to the ground. Episode 1, 2, and 3 sucked.
Oh, my goodness.
Have you gone back and watched them? Okay, they were good for us when we were younger because we were little kids and we didn't
I
understand.
still like them.
Have you watched them?
Okay, number 1, episode 1 was okay. But I think 3 was like one of my top favorite.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know if I've seen 3 all the way through. Because the last thing I remember...
Because that's like when Anakin becomes Darth Vader.
When Anakin puts his, like, glass hand or his little
I really
gold
liked it
hand.
because there was a lot of like the Jedi lightsaber kind of stuff. And you didn't get a whole lot of that in the 80s movies.
Yeah. Was that the one where Yoda's, like, jumping up and flying around?
Yeah,
It was cool for us because we watched them 10 plus years ago when we were younger and it was cool. But when it comes down to it, 4, 5, and 6 are...
Yeah, I agree. The 80s ones are way better.
Yeah. Well,
Have you seen Public Enemies?
no.
I have not. Work was talking about it. It's got Johnny Depp, Christian Bale, another 2 more people from the Dark Knight trilogy, I think, and I think 1 more from the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. But they've said it is a great, great movie. So I actually got that for Christmas. So I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah. Well, guys, this has been a lot of fun. This has been one of our longer shows. We're getting up on an hour and 20 minutes. So,
If you're still listening, kudos.
yeah, thanks for listening to us all the way through. This has been a lot of fun. We've had a really good year this year with television and all the things that we like to talk about. So it was good to have one last show before we go into 2018 and kick some ass. You guys have anything else you want to add?
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, Josh. Thanks for coming on, Dev.
No problem.
Pleasure as always. We'll see you guys in 2018.
See ya.
See ya.
So good.